Hello YouTube, in this tutorial we're gonna learn how to do addition of all numbers of array. So naturally this will not work because this is array of characters, so let me clear this area. And let's start with container, array, numbers, nothing special here, we know that from the last couple of tutorials. I'm just gonna type a couple of random, integers, and I don't know, who cares too. So let me grab a calculator here because I need to manually check my result of my code after we are done. So 23 plus 34 plus 56 plus blah 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 plus 2 will yield us this result. So I need to check my result against this. Right. So here's the thing, how we are going to get into this at all? Well, first we're gonna establish total. Now total will be 0 at this moment, so this is a starting point. Why? Because with the for loop we will go through all these elements because we know the total amount of them. So this is just numbers of elements. So this is useful for us in a for loop to jump from one to each other, but while we are jumping we're gonna also do addition, and the result of that addition we're gonna add here on already existing 0. So our container, our result will grow to the last element. Okay, so don't be confused, we're gonna explain everything. So let's say that we reach 5000, okay, which is fourth element. Now in that moment we're gonna already have a result of addition of these and these and these. So these three will be already calculated, okay, and then on top of that we're gonna add that one, and when we reach 2 we're gonna add that thing on top of this addition. But we need the starting point. Okay, so for loop, and also here in for loop we need the starting point, which will be abstract x, and that will also be 0. So don't confuse these things because this is starting point for indexes, and you know that we are counting indexes from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So this is for indexes and this is for total amount of values. So think about this as hourly rates or salaries or number of products, and this is just the positions of them in here. So this is starting point. We also need top level, which will be 5, less than 5, okay, and then we'll jump from one to another. Now x equals x plus 1, so we will not skip these numbers, we're gonna go to every one of them by stating 1 here. Okay, so you probably know this up till now. Okay, so funny thing here, useful thing, already existing total, which in first pass will be is basically 0. So how to get next total? So how to get total for 34? Well, already existing total plus that specific number. So how to get this specific number? Using positions. So what is the name of container? Numbers. Okay, and here we must use that specific position for every pass. So that is basically how you're going to jump from one to another, but also in the same time do calculations. So for every pass you will have a result of addition, and that will increment over time until you reach this 2 at the end. So don't worry, I'm gonna go through this all over again. And after that, see out result of addition at this pass, let's say, and the pass, the number of passes is basically index, and now the separation, and now the actual result. So total for every x here. So it will increment. So let me just check that. and result of oh yeah, so I need to use somewhere, oh yeah, so here, end line, sorry about that, I forget it totally. And the result is that one. Right, so the first pass will yield us 23, so the next time we will add 34 to 23, okay, 57. So the next pass we will add 56 to already existing combination of these numbers, and so on and so on. So at the end we have, at the end of this pass we will have this final, okay, final result, which is pretty much accurate with our manual calculation. So let me talk about this a little bit more, because maybe it's confusing for some people, and I'm just gonna use meta approach here. So every time when you're doing addition of these elements, then first create container and initialize it with a 0. This is a starting point for results of addition. So you can use whatever you like here as a name, just you need to know about what you're talking about. And when you establish that base, then go with a normal for loop where you need a starting point. So this is for indexes, okay, indexes, and this is for actual values. Now we have index, and then what is the maximum number of indexes and how to get to next one. I'm just typing here stupidity, but you probably follow me. So after you are done with these checks, then go to actual operations. So this container is a starting container with a value of 0. So if you want to get additional thing, well, just call the same container, the same value, and then add to it the thing from this array here, numbers, but inside you need to use that specific number of indexes that you are grabbing from here. So this is just stupid pseudocode, but yeah, I often use X for abstract indexes, containers, and so on. So this is just index, how you are going to grab individual things, and that is useful when you add the thing you got, the actual value, to already existing value, and so on and so on, so on, from 23 to 2. So you have these steps, and at the end of the calculations you will have your container with total. Right, so let's actually type that like totally manually here. So first this is a one pass, and then you will have 0 plus 23, okay, so then you will have 23 plus 34, and the next pass will be 34 plus 56, and oh sorry, yeah, the 23 also, and so on and so on. So you probably get the point here. So every jump will increment the total result. So just think about jumps here from one another, and for every jump that will increment that specific container. And we need to start it from 0 because we don't have actual result yet, so we need to go through these passes to grab individual elements, individual values, and how to get it, well, by using indexes like cout numbers, and if you want to extract value 56, you're gonna use index 2, because that's how you do it in programming, especially in C++. And now this thing will yield us 56. There you go. Right, so if you're kind of confused or something like that, then you can just return to basic stuff. Let me find that if you want to copy paste it. I mean, retype it. Just a second. Let me find that. Oh, yeah, there you go. So let me run this thing again. And 5, yeah, that's it. So now you can play around with this a little bit more. If you don't understand it immediately, just give yourself a little bit of time and first grasp this stuff, and you probably know this stuff up till now, because we have a lot of examples with for loop. Right, so thank you for watching, and as always, see you next tutorial.